Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw. Here in Orlando, Florida, that happened last month, Friday night on SmackDown. AJ Lee defeated 7 women through the over the top rope. It is now heading to Saturday Night Main Event to face Becky Lynch. Orlando, did you miss me? Because after last Friday, after the 8-woman battle royal, I'm pretty sure a few people in the back definitely do. You know I stood in that ring on SmackDown, and I said I would win. Not that I could, not that I might, but that I would. And then I went out there and proved every single one of you right. You'll be right for believing in me, and proved every single one of those other women wrong, for that I was out of the picture. Because the thing about AJ Lee is, when I make a promise, I keep it. I promised I would win that battle royal, and I did. I promised I'd claw my way back into the title scene, and here we are. And now, just 1 week from Saturday, live from Paris, France, that's Saturday night's main event. I did exactly what I've been waiting for. Too long for a one-on-one match with Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. Becky likes to call herself the man. She likes to remind everyone how tough she is, how much she's fought, how she rises to every challenge. Well, consider this your toughest challenge yet. Because in Paris, Becky, you're not stepping in the ring with just another contender. You're stepping in the ring with a woman who has scratched, clawed, and mind-gamed her way to the top of her entire career. You're stepping into the ring with someone who doesn't crack under pressure. She thrives in it. And you're stepping into the ring with someone who's already decided how this ends. I made one promise last Friday, and I'm going to make another right now in Paris. I am not just showing up. I am not just competing. I am walking out as your new Women's World Champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. AJ Lee says she wants Becky's title, and now, since she's won the Battle Royal, she is on her way to making that a reality. But ladies and gentlemen, we're having a huge show for you tonight. But let's tip things off. We're going to find out who will face the winner of our main event tonight. Kenny Omega or CM Punk this Friday on SmackDown. And here we, ladies and gentlemen, welcome ringside to Orlando, Florida. And here comes main event, Jey Uso.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Usos from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds. Main event, Jey Uso.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's tell you how we got here. Last Friday night on SmackDown, Jey Uso defeated AJ Styles. And Gunther defeated LA Knight. And Gunther defeated his opponent last week. Gunther defeated Obafemi in a match that was an incredible match we saw between Obafemi and Gunther last week. But tonight, we're going to find out. Will Jey be the one to stand tall? Will Jey be the one to head all the way, to make his way to Paris, France? Because, ladies and gentlemen, next Monday on Raw, the winner of the match that takes place this Friday night between either Jey Uso or Gunther, or also will face the winner of either CM Punk or Kenny Omega in the last match. With the last match, we'll go on to Saturday Night Main Event to face Seth freakin Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, here are, ladies and gentlemen, first match of the night. And here's with the ring general, Gunther.
From Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Gunther, the man who defeated Obafemi last Friday night. But tonight he goes one-on-one with Jey Uso, man who he lost to WrestleMania 40. But tonight, Jey Uso, number 41, Jey Uso and Gunther, a rivalry renewed tonight here on Monday Night Raw in Orlando, Florida. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a match. This is going to be the kickoff Raw. Jey Uso versus the Ring General Gunther. With this match, will advance to the final round, final match in this tournament, and will determine who will face Seth freakin Rollins at Saturday night's main event in Paris, France. 1 week from Saturday. Week from Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And let's get this started. Here we go. Match underway here. Jey Uso and the Ring General Gunther on Monday Night Raw in Orlando, Florida. In Orlando, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big announcement where we are tonight. We are in Full Sail University for Monday Night Raw here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on Netflix in Orlando, Florida. Well, what a night it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight in Orlando, Florida. What a night we have for you in store tonight. We still have a huge match to do tonight. The Rock is back in action tonight here on Monday Night Raw. The Rock, after making a big announcement last week that he's back in WWE, The Rock will be in action later on tonight, right here on Monday Night Raw. We're also going to find out what happens here, ladies and gentlemen, here on Monday Night Raw tonight. Will Jey Uso or Gunther be the one to go to Friday Night SmackDown this Friday on we'll head to Las Vegas, Nevada this Friday on SmackDown, this Friday night on SmackDown. The winner of that match will go on to face the Ring General Gunther. We'll go on to face the visionary Seth freakin Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship live in Paris, France on Saturday night's main event. And here we go, big matchup here. Who wants it more tonight? Jey Uso back first through on the apron here tonight. Jey Uso and the Ring General Gunther on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Here, ladies and gentlemen, sold out. Here on Netflix, we are sold out tonight in a jam-packed arena right here in Orlando, Florida. Here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Jey Uso and the Ring General Gunther. One-on-one action. Here tonight live on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso and Gunther one-on-one action here tonight, folks. Who wants it more? Who wants to be the one to go on to Saturday night's main event? Will be Jey Uso. Will be Gunther. We'll find out live tonight. Here we go. This is our fly. There goes Jey. Main event Jey Uso. Comes the main event Jey Uso. Let him put it all behind tonight. And main event Jey Uso on Friday, Monday Night Raw here in New York here tonight. Sold out. And here comes Gunther, the Ring General, and Jey Uso here on Monday Night Raw here in Orlando, Florida. Here in Orlando, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Sold out here in Orlando on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso and Gunther, the Ring General Gunther. And Gunther lays out Jey. The Ring General Gunther. Showing Jey Uso who's in charge tonight on Monday Night Raw. Wait a minute. He's going to make him tap tonight. Will Jey tap? No, just make it to the bottom rope. Jey makes it to the bottom rope. And Jey Uso is still in this fight here on Monday Night Raw here tonight in Orlando. Well, Jey Uso and the Ring General Gunther here tonight. And Jey, the Ring General Gunther, and Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw, live on Netflix, here in Orlando, Florida, folks, tonight. Orlando, Florida. Jey Uso, Jey Uso and the Ring General Gunther here tonight on Monday Night Raw on Netflix here tonight, folks. Again, to the face, to the ribs of Gunther by event Jey Uso here in Orlando, Florida, And here comes Jey. Jey Uso here. Here comes Jey. Later, a little homage to his father, Rikishi. Here, another hip attack. And Jey Uso, lay the Tron Yi with him here in Orlando, Florida. Going for the pin now is Jey. 1, 2. Kick on 2 by Gunther for the ring general. Well, Jey Uso and Gunther, one-on-one action here in Orlando, Florida, where this match will go on to face either CM Punk or Kenny Omega this Friday night on SmackDown. It's Friday night on SmackDown, live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Live in Las Vegas. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a night it's been. Going to be here tonight. Gunther versus main event Jey Uso. Live on Monday Night Raw in Orlando, Florida. Jey Uso and the ring general Gunther. Gunther lays out Jey. Jey's out by the ring general. And Gunther, let him put always Gunther now. The ring general stacks him up. 1, 2, 2. Kick out 2 by Jey. Oh, Jey Uso kicked out 2 here. Gunther can't believe it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Submission locked in. He's going to tap Jey to tap out here. Just like he did before WrestleMania 41. But Jey Uso not going to give up. He knows what's at stake tonight. He knows what's at stake. Jey Uso, Gunther. Gunther has it locked in on Jey. Won't Jey tap out? Jey still goes a tap in here. But here comes Jey Uso. Jey's doing it. Jey's escaped. Jey Uso escapes. Jey Uso. And here we go. Spear by Jey to Gunther. 1, 2. Kick out 2 by the ring general. Yet again. And Jey Uso showing Gunther who's in charge. Who's the man that's going to face Seth Rollins. Who's going to SmackDown. Jey Uso versus Gunther. What a match we're seeing here live on Monday Night Raw here in Orlando. Well, the crowd are chanting, this is awesome. This is indeed awesome tonight here in Orlando. Jey Uso and the ring general Gunther on Monday Night Raw in Orlando. Orlando, Florida. Super kick by Jey. Who looks to put Gunther away. Here's Jey Uso, the main event. Jey Uso trying to beat the ring general down tonight here in Orlando. To take down the ring general here in Orlando is main event Jey Uso. Over here, look at this here. We're gonna see some shit here. Look at this. Up top. We're going up, folks. We're going up. Oh my God. Not like this. A top rope. Samoa drop. No, get on 2 by Gunther again. And Jey going up top at Jey Uso. Gunther reverse, Gunther lock out of it. And the ring general. Oh my God, not again. Gunther again with Jey. Rope break though saves the match for Jey here in Orlando. But Jey Uso getting mad here by the ring general. By the ring general, the match suplex by the ring general to ring general here to Jey Uso. Jey's not doing too well against Gunther here. The ring general. Oh no! Another submission hold by Gunther. Jey's in trouble. Jey's in a lot of trouble. Jey taps. Gunther's going to face CM Punk or Kenny Omega. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jey gave it his all tonight. Jey almost could have put away Gunther, but Gunther gave Jey a hell of a beating tonight. Here tonight on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso, Gunther, what a match we saw here live in Orlando, Florida. What a fight it was. And Gunther is one step closer, is now going to SmackDown this Friday to face the winner of CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a match this was. Almost a win for Jey. Jey almost could have won that tonight, but Jey had it all tonight. Jey could have won, but Gunther came back out of nowhere, and he proved to Jey no one is a rightful. She will never be a champion again here in WWE. But watch this again. The kick out we thought was there after the Samoan drop. Kicked out here, but watch this. Gunther again laid out Jey here in Orlando. Rope break, but then he made him tap out. Then the tap out by Jey. And Gunther is your winner tonight. Wait a minute. Gunther's not done with Jey Uso. What the hell's going on here? What's he doing at that announce table? What's he doing at our announce table? Here's the ring general, Gunther. Gunther's not happy. Gunther's happy to win here, but not happy if he has to destroy one man to do it. And that man is Jey Uso. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh no. Oh my God. Gunther just takes out Jey Uso. Someone get some help for Jey. So Jey out here. Jey's out cold by Gunther, who sends a message to Jey. There's a message, everyone. Well, Jey Uso out of action. Jey Uso's down out here. Jey Uso's hurt bad, folks, tonight, but we'll just some words on Jey Uso later on in the show. But coming up next is time for some tag team action. And here's the Morrison Machine Guns, who defeated the New Day last Monday night on Raw. But tonight, they're here against the team who won last night, defeated Fraction last Friday night, the Judgment Day.
Is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 420 pounds, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Morrison Machine Guns are ready for tag action tonight. They are one step. Are they ready to fight here on Monday Night Raw against the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonough, who, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting word, everyone's here will face we'll be fighting. Everyone's here will take on the winner, take on DIY at Saturday Night's main event for the World Tag Team Championships. Well, that's going to be a big match, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm also getting word that there's going to be a new team fight off next week. That this Friday on SmackDown, we see the Usos in tag action on SmackDown this Friday. And they will take on the winner. Will take on the winner of this match tonight, this Friday on SmackDown. And that match will be on their way to Saturday Night's main event in Paris, France. But here comes Finn Balor, man who lost the chance to be in the match, be in the tournament. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Judgment Day here tonight ringside. The Judgment Day are out here. Dom Mysterio, Liv Morgan, Carlito, and Jay McDonough and Finn Balor. The Judgment Day are here, right here on Raw. And they're here in action tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here on Friday and Monday Night Raw here in Orlando, Florida. Carlito, we haven't seen Carlito in a while. He's been out from an injury. He suffered at the hands of Braun Breaker. But tonight he's here, not in action, but he's here ringside, helping the team win tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for action. Tag team action is live next here on Monday Night Raw here in Orlando, Florida. Don't go away. We'll be right back live here from Orlando, Florida on Netflix. This is Monday Night Raw. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Shelley taking on JD McDonough. For this tag team match to continue, start up here tonight. Here we go. Monday Night Raw tag team action. Here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And Liv Morgan just thrown into the ring earlier by Dominic by mistake. Don't know why Dominic threw her into the ring. But Dominic put her into the ring. Don't know why Dominic did that. Trying to be a little sneaky there is Dominic. I did the crowd up on their feet tonight, but here we go. And another beatdown again by Alex Shelley of the Morris City Machine Guns. Who they beat last week. They beat last Monday night. They beat the New Day last Monday night. And then last Friday night, the Judgment Day defeated Fratium. But ladies and gentlemen, I still have to find out who will be fighting for the inaugural World Tag Team Championships in 1 week from Saturday. 1 week from Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event. We also have breaking news to announce right now is that John Cena, yes, John Cena will be in action, will be at Saturday Night's Main Event. He will face Dirty Dom Mysterio for the inaugural Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship at Saturday Night's Main Event in Orlando, Florida. In Paris, France at Saturday Night's Main Event. We also know NFC titles will be online as well. As we're going to see some new superstars. We may have some new superstars making their debut at mark at Saturday Night's Main Event. As we're going to see a match between Cody Rhodes and a mystery opponent. Don't know who the opponent's going to be yet. No idea yet who the opponent's going to be. Neither does everyone here in WWE know who the opponent is. But I have a feeling who it could be. And we've seen superstars from TNA, from AEW already show up here at WWE. But here we go. A big down again. Down goes Chris Sabin. The Morning City Machine Guns are in trouble now. Down goes Chris Sabin, and here we go. And here comes Finn Balor. And Balor now pinning Balor now for what happened last night, just like what they did last Monday night. Last Friday, and they did. The Judgment Day are heading to Saturday Night's Main Event. Well, who they're going to face, we'll find that out this Friday on SmackDown as the Usos will be in tag action, taking on the Street Profits. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. What a match it was. The Judgment Day stands tall tonight, just like what happened last Friday on SmackDown. But the Judgment Day are now one step closer to becoming World Tag Team Champions at Saturday Night's Main Event. Well, they've already made it to Paris. Who will join them in Paris will be the Moist, will it be DIY, or will it be the Usos? We'll find that out live next week. Find out live on Friday Night SmackDown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Judgment Day stand tall again tonight. They won last week on SmackDown, last Friday night, the same way. Jay McDonough did all the work to take in Finn to get the pin, and that's all it took. But ladies and gentlemen, we are on the road. We are still 1 week away from Saturday Night's Main Event. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw here in Orlando, Florida. And here comes Billy. who was one of the women last Friday night in that Battle Royal, who almost had it. But we saw the return of Sasha Banks last Friday night on SmackDown.
Making her way to the ring from San Jose, California, Bayley!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bayley here tonight in action. We saw what happened last Friday night on SmackDown. She almost had it. Till Sasha Banks, yes, the return of Sasha Banks, who attacked Bayley, threw her over the top rope, and Bayley got eliminated by Sasha, and it ended up being three women down. It was at the end of 3 women. It was AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, and of course, and Sasha Banks. But then we all know what happened, the outcome. AJ Lee is now going to Saturday's main event to face Becky Lynch for the title, Women's World Championship. But Bayley was not happy. Bayley won this match, and she does match tonight against her best friend, Sasha Banks.
And her opponent from Boston, Massachusetts, the Boss, Sarah Banks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Banks here in action tonight against her best friend Bayley. It's been a while since we've seen her in action, but she's here tonight in action, folks. Live on Monday Night Raw. Sasha Banks returned on SmackDown last Friday night, but now she's in a ring with her best friend Bayley again. One-on-one, here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, live on SmackDown, live on Friday Night SmackDown, live on Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen, here in Orlando, on Netflix. Sasha Banks is in the ring against Bayley, live, next, on Monday Night Raw, live in Orlando, Florida. Here we go, Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Here on Monday Night Raw on Netflix, the first time we see these women fight again. These women back in the ring at the same time. Sasha Banks hasn't been seen for months, for years. She's back tonight. Here on Monday Night Raw against Bayley. We saw it happen last Friday on SmackDown between her when she returned. But now she's back here tonight, the Three Amigos by Sasha Banks and Bayley. Bayley's down by the Three Amigos. Sasha will pin her on Sasha on Bayley. Early pin attempt, 1. 2 by Bayley. 2 by Bayley early on here on Monday Night Raw here on Netflix. Big matchup here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Big fight feel. We have an incredible show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We still will see The Rock will be in action. So come The Rock will be in action tonight against a mystery opponent. The Rock asked for a match against anyone in the back tonight. Anyone tonight. The Rock will get a match tonight here on Monday Night Raw. Here on Monday Night Raw, live on Netflix. Well, here we go. Sasha Banks and Bayley again. Takes down her best friend Sasha. Sasha Banks. And now Sasha Banks and Bayley, best friends. They've been gone for a while. And Bayley now. Sasha again. Another Three Amigos by Sasha Banks. Another Three Amigos by Sasha Banks. Taking homage to her childhood hero, Eddie Guerrero. And that's to be again. Another pin attempt by Sasha on Bayley. Banks is out again at 2. Well, the man Becky, well, we have a big night here ahead of us. And Bayley and Sasha Banks and Bayley go one-on-one here tonight. Here we go. Bayley versus Sasha Banks here on Monday Night Raw on Netflix here in Orlando, Florida. Live tonight, Bayley and Sasha Banks on Monday Night Raw on Netflix here in Orlando, Florida. And Bayley. And Sasha Banks with a knee to the face. Sasha Banks with a slap by Sasha Banks. The slap by the boss, Sasha Banks. While Sasha Banks returned last Friday on SmackDown. We saw them return last Friday on SmackDown. But now they're back in the ring again, fighting each other here tonight on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Here, ladies and gentlemen. We also saw the return last Friday of Nikki Bella. Who Nikki Bella will be on SmackDown this Friday with a mic. Nikki Bella will have a mic on SmackDown this Friday as she has words for the W Universe, or what have transpired last Friday night. Last Friday on SmackDown. After she was eliminated. After she was the first one eliminated in the match. And now here it come. Bayley's fired up here. Bayley's fired up. Bayley is on fire. Here comes Bayley. Bayley to Bayley by Bayley. 1, 2, 2. Kick out at 2 by Sasha Banks. That was an incredible move by Bayley to pull away Sasha there, but Sasha Banks saw it coming. To Banks. Here comes the boss. Bankrupt. And now we're looking for the bank statement. The bank statement locked in on Bayley. Bank statement locked in, and Sasha Banks beats Bayley here in Orlando. What a match. What a win for Sasha Banks here in Orlando, Florida, here against Bayley. What a match we just saw here live tonight in Orlando. What a fight. What a big matchup here we saw between Bayley and Sasha Banks tonight, folks. What an incredible match. What a good match to return to tonight. She was in the match last Friday, but she was almost the last woman alive in that match. But now she beats Bayley here in Orlando on Monday Night Raw. Here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Watch again the bankrupt by Sasha Banks to Bayley. And then watch this. The bank statement. Becky Bayley taps out, and Sasha Banks beats Bayley here in Orlando. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Banks wins tonight here in Orlando, Florida. Sasha Banks proves to the world she is still that. She is still the boss here in WWE. Sasha Banks. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our next match, and here comes the final boss, The Rock. The crowd chant for The Rock's name here in Orlando, Florida. The Rock is back in one-on-one action tonight. The Rock is here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, The Rock!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the final boss, The Rock, here tonight in action. We heard what The Rock said last Friday on SmackDown. He's back in the WWE. And he's back for championships, anything. But tonight, The Rock is here in one-on-one action on Monday Night Raw, live on Netflix. By The Rock, the promo bull, the final boss. He's ready tonight for a fight. Who's his opponent going to be tonight? We have no clue. But The Rock, he watched one of the match tonight, and Triple H, he said, "You got one." Well, The Rock is in the ring. Who's The Rock's opponent going to be, ladies and gentlemen? We're live. We return live here on Monday Night Raw Live on Netflix. Don't go away. The Rock is in action live. Coming up next, right here in Orlando, Florida. Well, ladies and gentlemen, who's the Rock's opponent tonight? This has to be a joke. Akira Tozawa?
And his opponent, representing the Alpha Academy from Kobe, Japan, weighing in at 156 pounds, Akira Tozawa.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like Akira Tozawa's in the ring against The Rock tonight. I don't think this is what The Rock envisioned his first match to be against. Neither did I, but it didn't happen in WWE, and we're going to see the return, see Akira Tozawa in action try to take on The Rock, which is going to be a pretty quick match. I have a bad feeling about this. It's going to be pretty quick for Akira Tozawa to get his ass beat by The Rock in like seconds, but it didn't happen here. Akira Tozawa could get a victory over The Rock, but I doubt it here tonight. But The Rock is in action against Akira Tozawa. Well, Akira Tozawa, part of the Alpha Academy with Otis. But now here to The Rock and Akira Tozawa. Here on Monday Night Raw. Here we go, Akira Tozawa against The Rock. Akira Tozawa on the pin, The Rock right here, Akira Tozawa. 1, 2. Just a 2 count on The Rock, and now The Rock's not. Now The Rock now. Here comes The Rock. The probable, the final boss, The Rock now has just snapped. As Akira Tozawa just made The Rock angry here in Orlando, made The Rock angry here in Orlando, Florida. The Rock angry here in Orlando, Florida. And The Rock is just making short work of Akira Tozawa here on Friday and Monday Night Raw here in Orlando, Florida. DDT, Tozawa's busted open. Tozawa's bleeding here, folks. Tozawa's busted open by The Rock. And The Rock again, being the hell of Akira Tozawa. Here on Monday Night Raw in Orlando, Florida. Tozawa's getting his ass beat by The Rock. The crowd chant for The Rock here in Orlando, Florida. The Rock to be able to chant for The Rock here in Orlando, Florida. Not chanting for Akira Tozawa, who and Tozawa getting his ass beat by The Rock here in Orlando, Florida. Here on Monday Night Raw, Tozawa's getting his ass beat by the final boss. Spine buster by The Rock. He's going for it here early. The Rock bottom by The Rock. 1, 2, 3. And The Rock defeats Akira Tozawa in minutes. In seconds. What a match it was, but Akira Tozawa almost beat The Rock. Not what Tozawa wanted to think tonight, but The Rock showed to Akira Tozawa why he is the final boss. And The Rock stands tall here on Monday Night Raw. But ladies and gentlemen, The Rock stands tall here in Toronto, here in Orlando, Florida, for The Rock. She's here. The Rock just wins tonight, live on Monday Night Raw, their final boss, stands tall here in Orlando, Florida. But ladies and gentlemen, but come on next, we're going to hear from the man, the Women's World Champion, Becky Lynch, who's here live next on Monday Night Raw in Orlando. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Women's World Champion, who she will defend her title in just 1 week from Saturday at Saturday Night's main event against her challenger, AJ Lee. See what Beckys has to say here tonight. Orlando, the man is coming around. So earlier tonight, AJ Lee skipped her way out here. Yes, skipped. Like we're all living in some cute little fairy tale. She decided to make a whole lot of promises. Promises about the past. Promises about Paris. Promises about championships. But here's the problem with AJ's promises. They don't mean a damn thing when they're staying across from me. She talked about how she said she was going to win the Battle Royal last Friday. And fair play, she did. But AJ, you're talking like you climbed the mountain. You won a match. Good. Congratulations. But being a woman who were trying to toss each other over the top rope, that's a whole different world from knocking off the man when this is on the line. You said I'm facing my toughest challenge in Paris, and you know what? I'll give you a little credit. You're talented, you're unpredictable, and sometimes you even get lucky. But AJ, don't forget something. I didn't get here by being cute or quirky or clever. I got here by fighting every single night. I didn't scratch and claw. I kicked the damn door down, and now I stand here as a women's world champion because nobody, and I mean nobody, outworks the man. So you can make all the promises you want. You can tell the world you're taking this title. You didn't believe it, but in Paris, on Saturday Night Main Event, when that bell rings, and you're looking me dead in the eyes, you're going to realize something real quick. You're not winning. You're not taking this championship. And you're damn sure not walking out with anything but a reminder that nobody else smarts out wrestler or lasts the man. Paris, France. The man is coming to do what she always does. Win. And AJ, you can bring your promises. I'll bring the fight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Becky Lynch saying some words to her challenger, AJ. But ladies and gentlemen, but come up next is our main event. Who will face Gunther this Friday on SmackDown? We're on live at CM Punk takes on Kenny Omega live next on Monday Night Raw here in Orlando. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, time for the main event of Monday Night Raw here in Orlando. And here comes the best in the world, CM Punk, who won last week by defeating, here in Orlando, defeated Edge last week on SmackDown, defeated Edge. Last Friday, defeated Edge on SmackDown, and now he's here against Kenny Omega, where the winner of this match will go on to Friday to face Gunther for the Gunther, and the winner of that match will face Seth freakin Rollins at Saturday Night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who will it be? We're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Raw, right now in our main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. As we all know, Kenny Omega defeated his first opponent, LA Knight. Defeated his first opponents. Defeated a few opponents in his past already. Defeated everyone in the tournament so far. But tonight he's here. And he's ready to face, CM Punk's ready to face off against Kenny Omega. And tonight, he has the opportunity to wipe the floor with Kenny Omega, defeat Kenny Omega, and then to start the main event and face Seth freakin Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. If he wins tonight, Punk will go to SmackDown this Friday and face Gunther And where that match will go on the face, Seth freakin Rollins at Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. But here we go. Here comes Kenny Omega. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Omega, who showed up a few weeks ago, proved he has what it takes. And Kenny Omega is here tonight, ready to fight for a fight. Well, Kenny Omega defeated his opponent a few weeks ago. But tonight he's here live in Orlando, Florida. Kenny Omega here in Full Sail University for this incredible main event here on Monday Night Raw on Netflix here in Orlando, Florida. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Omega versus CM versus the best in the world, CM Punk, right here in Orlando, Florida. And it is our main event, right here live, coming up next on Monday Night Raw. Now here we go, CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. A dream match here at WWE. Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. And Kenny Omega, man who showed up, made his mark, proved what he had proved everything he could do, proved he could beat anyone here at WWE. But tonight, he proved just that by beating one man. By beating one man a few weeks ago. But now he's here tonight against CM Punk on Monday Night Raw in our main event here in Orlando, Florida. Well, ladies and gentlemen, big match here as well. Whoever wins here will go on to face the ring general Gunther on Friday Night SmackDown in Las Vegas, Nevada, this Friday, live on Netflix. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are so close to find out who will be facing Seth freakin Rollins at Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. We will hear from Seth Rollins next Monday night on Raw. We'll hear from Seth Rollins next Monday night on Raw. Seth Rollins will be live on Raw next Monday. Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins will be in the ring on Monday Night Raw. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, we will have Legends Night, where we will see legends from the past show up and be in matches next Monday night on Raw in Paris, France. We're live in Paris, France for Monday Night Raw. You won't want to miss that. We'll miss Raw in Paris. As we all know that Paris, France will be where we're going to be heading for Saturday night's main event. In 1 week from Saturday, from Kenny Omega against CM Punk here on Monday Night Raw in our main event live tonight. And the best in the world, CM Punk. The Anaconda Vice is locked in. Punk could do it. Punk could beat Kenny Omega here in seconds. But Omega has escaped the Anaconda Vice. Is Kenny Omega. And here comes Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega takes down Punk. 1, 2. Kick out 2 by Punk. Oh, 2 by CM Punk. Kick out 2. Here we go. Punk and Kenny Omega and CM Punk. Monday Night Raw in our main event here in Orlando, Florida. The crowd channel chanting for this incredible match tonight. Big match feel tonight. Big fight feel as well. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega here on Monday Night Raw in our main event here in Orlando, Florida. Now CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. What a match this is tonight. What a battle we are seeing between these two men. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega in the ring on Monday Night Raw in Orlando, Florida. And Kenny Omega. The knee by Kenny. Punk's busted open. Punk's bleeding. 1, 2. Check out 2 by Punk. Go 2 by CM Punk. And CM Punk calling him up. Oh, CM Punk. Kenny Omega's in the corner by Punk. And here we go. CM Punk gets in the corner by Punk. Punk's gone down. And the best in the world. He's calling for the end. He's calling for the end. It's CM Punk. CM Punk. Looking for the GTS. The go to sleep. Punk hits the go to sleep. 1, 2, 2. Just a 2 count. Kenny Omega kicked out. Punk can't believe it. Another KO move by Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega. And CM Punk. What a match we are seeing tonight here in Orlando, Florida. Here in Orlando, Florida. CM Punk. Kenny Omega. Okay, Omega and CM Punk put their body on the line tonight. Our main event here in Orlando, Florida. The main event here in Orlando, Florida tonight. A big match here in our main event. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. Live on Monday Night Raw in Orlando, Florida. And Punk again. Go to sleep again by Punk. The go to sleep. Go to sleep again. Kenny's down. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Another kick out at 2. What is it take for Punk to beat Kenny Omega tonight? Oh, wait, Kenny versus it. Kenny Omega. Down with Punk. Kenny Omega's going to pull him away. Here comes Kenny Omega. It's time. The Omega kick. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega is facing Gunther on SmackDown this Friday. What a match. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. What an incredible match we just saw here tonight on Monday Night Raw, live in Orlando. Well, ladies and gentlemen, big match it was. What a fight, what a match. What an incredible night it has been, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here in Orlando, Florida. But ladies and gentlemen, you won't want to miss. We'll see you this Friday on SmackDown, where now we know who will be in the match. We know who will be in it. We know it will be Gunther versus Kenny Omega live live on Friday night SmackDown this Friday night. Don't miss it. Well, what a fight, what a match it was. Kenny Omega stands tall tonight. He is now in that match.
Here is your winner, Kenny Omega.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Omega wins tonight. What a way to 10 Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. They will join us. We'll see you next week. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. From Orlando, Florida. Good